Welcome back, everybody. About 20 minutes to the top of the hour here. Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial resumes this morning in New York City, and the prosecution will call more alleged victims of the music mogul. This after Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, spent all last week giving disturbing and really emotional testimony. Joining me now is criminal defense attorney Matt Fakhoury. Thank you so much, sir, for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you in studio.
Thank you.
What do you think we can expect from today and this second week of trial? I mean, the world is watching this.
Yep, this case is still with the prosecutors, with the government. They're still going to present evidence and testimony of his abuse, right? This continued, long-standing abuse of Cassie. I think Dawn Richards is going to continue to testify today regarding the incidences of abuse that she's seen and just how bad it was, the control he had not only over Cassie, but over this entire criminal organization, because that's the main charge here, is the racketeering charge. So she's probably going to testify to elements of that offense.
Yeah, I know that she testified late on Friday that she saw him beat Cassie Ventura over breakfast. Scrambling eggs, he comes down. How consequential is she to bolstering what we heard from Cassie Ventura last week?
I think it helps. Of course it helps, but you know, the main testimony was Cassie's, which I think was very effective. I mean, she testified on the stand, and she's, by the way, she's pregnant, she's married, she has kids now, so it's a different person testifying than when you hear that when she was going through that abuse. So I think her testimony resonated with that jury. It's very hard to not feel sympathy for a woman who's pregnant that went through all that type of abuse that she testified to. I think all these other witnesses are just going to bolster her credibility and say she's telling the truth. We saw it. There are other people there. There are other witnesses there that could verify what she said.
And speaking of the impact that she's going to have on the jury, I know the defense had her actually read text messages that she wrote to Diddy. And she was willing to participate in some of these freak-offs. I know at the end of last week, Cassie Ventura also said, you know, I don't have hate for him. I loved the past. How does that weigh on a jury, you think, and what their ultimate decision might be?
It's very interesting to me, and this is the perspective that I really like. From a defense standpoint, how do you attack a witness on the stand who talks about this graphic abuse, who's, again, also a very sympathetic witness? So they had to be very tactful on how they brought this up. And they brought this up through text messages. And she does say, hey, I loved him. I willingly participated in this in the beginning just to be around him. I was open to this. But at some point, I felt coerced. At some point, I felt forced. I felt control, and the abuse started. So as far as her testimony and how it's going over to the jury, again, I still think that the jury liked what she said, although it was graphic, and they were shocked by it, but it resonated with them.
Yeah. The prosecution obviously has the burden of proof here. From what we've seen so far, do you see one side having kind of an upper hand here? And how do you think the prosecution is doing in laying out their case against Combs? It's
very early on in this trial. The trial still is going to be a few more weeks. However, what I did like about the prosecution is they showed that video from the very beginning, and they showed it, I want to say, over 10 times so far. It's only been a week of trial. And they're showing you that video to say, he's brazen
in the hotel lobby.
In the hotel, yes, I'm sorry, the hotel video. If he was brazen enough to do this in that hotel and try to pay off the security guards who responded to that event, he's brazen enough to do everything else that you're about to hear. So they started off with that video to really kind of let the jury know and set a tone that we're dealing with a different type of person here. He's capable of this and much more.
Yeah, and set the stage with that. Matt Fakhoury, I got to end it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I'd love to have you back.
I would love to be here.
As we continue to follow this. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, we're getting breaking news in.